Block 2929 family. First of all, before we go any further with this video, I would like you to subscribe if it's your first time. Share the video, leave a comment, and press the notification bell. All right. January 2021 marks 10 years since I made a decision to leave South Africa and come back home to Malawi to start a new life, start a business. It was not an easy decision because in South Africa, I was very lucky because I had the opportunity to work for very big companies. And the last company I was working for was Distel. Distel is the company that makes Savannah, Amarula, and all those kind of liquors. It's actually Distel is the biggest liquor producer in Africa, and also is in the top 10 of the big liquor producers in the world. So it was a big company. I had a company car, which I had to change every 150,000 kilometers. I chose the color of the car that I want, the type of car. They would give us a list of cars that we choose from, and then you choose your car. Was given entertainment allowance because I was a sales rep selling wines in restaurants and hotels and liquor stores. So I was given an entertainment allowance whereby I would take my family to choose any restaurant that belongs to one of the clients for the company, and enjoy dinner. So we had gone to different types of restaurants: Japanese restaurants, Thai restaurants, Indian restaurants, South African restaurants, all types of restaurants. It was a very nice experience. And also we had some good benefits with the company. They would give us what we call liquor allocations, whereby you were given a certain amount of money to be able to go and buy liquor from the business on wholesale price, on staff pricing, I must say, because it was actually very good and reasonable prices. So yeah, it was a very good experience, but there was something lacking in me. I did not have the freedom. I know I'm a very creative person, and although I was being creative in my area as a sales rep, but I still felt that I didn't have the control of my life. I wanted the freedom, you know, so I decided that the best thing to do is to come back home to Malawi, start a business. I didn't just leave. I had to do some research and find out what type of business I was going to do in Malawi, and I saw that there was more opportunities in Malawi in the construction industry. I did not know much about agriculture, so I didn't want to go and venture in that one, so I decided to go into construction industry. But you know, in South Africa, I had the opportunity because being somebody who had a permanent residence in South Africa, married there, I was given an opportunity to have a house. These houses were called starter pack houses because it was just a 5 meter by 5 meters house. We had a big plot. It was about like 15 by 20 meters, if I'm not mistaken. And so what I did when I decided that I wanted to come home, I decided to start learning more about construction. So I started doing projects on my house. I would go online, YouTube, to learn how to do tiling, how to do plumbing. So most of the work on the house I did myself. I built my bathroom, where I did the bathtub. Installed the bathtub. I installed the toilet, and I did the shower and all the plumbing in there. And also I started doing tiling work there, and the kitchen area, the 5 meter by 5 meter, I divided it into a space for kitchen and a space for bathroom. And then we were just sleeping on a small space at that time. And eventually I managed to do some extension. I got a guy to draw a plan for me, and I took the plan to be passed, and the plan passed. So yes, I was able to start doing some projects on the house. With the extension, we had a builder was building, so I was there learning from the builder. So the whole idea was that if I come back home in Malawi and work in the construction industry, I actually know what is going on when it comes to construction. Yeah, so in 2010 December, in 2010 I tendered my resignation. So by the end of December I had resigned and came back to Malawi. So that in 2011, that's when I started my business. So yeah, so it's now 10 years. It was a very tough time to go through because of the culture shock. After living in South Africa for 15 years and working with Western people, I had learned and grown some values. And the values that I had brought with from South Africa were honesty, respect, customer care, passion, and recognition. And these values, they helped me a lot because when I came here, I found them to be very useful. And there was a lot of things that I had also to learn. When you come back, from kind of a Western type of situation, and you come back here to Malawi in an African type of situation, it becomes very difficult. It's because when you are that side, a yes is a yes, a no is a no. But when you come this side, yes can be no, no can be yes. Yeah, so I had to actually teach myself to understand. So I can give an example. If I wanted to buy something, I would go and buy, and I'll be given what is called tuber price, like the black workers of the Gambia, they call it a tuber price. There's always a price for a foreigner and there's a price for a local. So I'll be given a foreigner's price. They would see the way I look, and they could notice that this guy doesn't really understand the pricing, and then they'll give me these kind of prices. Even when I'm doing jobs and I ask people to do work for me, they would always trick me. I remember there was a time when I wanted somebody to do a septic tank for me. And the guy said he knows how to do septic tanks. So he gave me a charge for the septic tank. And then when I left, go to town, when I came back, I found he had managed to dig a big hole for the septic tank. And he was sitting there waiting for me for his money. Then when I asked what's going on, he said, no, the price that I gave you was just for digging the hole. But I said, but I asked you if you know how to do a septic tank, and we agreed that it was what we were going to do was a septic tank for me. So I learned from there. Even when we were building a house, when we did the foundation, and we build a house, we would do it in charges in sections. We say, okay, if you do the foundation, I'll pay you so much. If you go up to window level, I'll pay so much. And when you go to roof level, I'll pay so much. And I remember there was a time I had a builder, and then we agreed for the foundation. And then he charged me for the foundation. When I came back, I found that they had just dug the drain, the tank for the foundation, and they were sitting waiting for me. When I asked them what's happening, they said we are finished. I said, but this is not the foundation. They said, no, the charge that we gave you was just for digging the foundation. So I started learning now from these kind of experiences to say, okay, now whenever you want to do a job with somebody, you have to do it on paper. They have to give you everything to tell you how much it is to dig the foundation, how much is it to put the footing, how much is to build the walls of the foundation, how much is to throw the concrete. Everything has to be detailed and put on a contract, and then you start doing the process. And I had to learn a lot. There was so many things I had to learn. And also, I also learned that the people, they are very rigid when it comes to embracing change. They don't want to try to do new things. They will make it very difficult. So you tell them a way of doing something and they will accept, but when you are gone, they will go back to revert to the usual way that they have been doing things. So yeah, it's very, very tough. But it was a bumpy trip, and eventually I started getting it right. And also what I learned was that you can come up with plans. I came here with ideas to start a construction company, buying houses, renovating and selling, but eventually I ended up making cement block machines. So your plans can always change along the way. And we are doing very well with the cement block machines. We have now finishing our workshop, and the workshop is doing well. Yeah, so when you come to Africa, more especially coming from diaspora, you should be able to give yourself some time to learn about how things work. I watch Black Acres of the Gambia, and I see how sometimes they're facing these challenges, and they're learning along the way. So you will be learning all the time, but eventually after a few years, now you have mastered everything, you know how people think, you know how do they do their things, and then everything goes well. So you will tailor your business or the way you do things according to the way people behave in the country that you are going to live in. Africa presents a lot of opportunities. I'm always saying this. Only when you have the right attitude. So you have to have the right attitude, and then you will enjoy the freedom. Today our business is growing. We are going to start making a lot of products. We want to venture into agriculture. We'll be making tractors, we'll be making push tractors, we'll be making utility vehicles to replace the ox cart, and we'll make machines for animal feed. So there is a lot of opportunities, and we might eventually also start making small borehole drilling machines so that people can start drilling boreholes very easily. So yeah, you can see that there is opportunities. So if you are from diaspora, you've got some skills. If you don't have skills, try to get yourself a skill, get some skills, come back to Africa, and try to utilize those skills to benefit other people, so that you can also benefit from it. Yeah, so I just wanted to share to you that we are now 10 years. I've been in South Africa with Malawi now for 10 years. My business, it has been a long trip. Things are just starting. I think it was just from the 2 years ago that things started to change, but yeah, we are getting there. So don't forget to subscribe, like the video, share, and also leave a comment. Thank you.